Good afternoon, everyone. I do hope you're having a good day. I'd like to provide you with inspiration. Our topic for today is self discipline. Now, discipline can be defined as training people to follow rules. So, self discipline really is training yourself to follow certain rules. And you require self discipline in the areas of time management, health, finance, goal setting. These are just some examples and some places in your life where you would require the skill or the habits of self discipline. Self discipline can be created by internal or external motivations. So, for instance, when I was at school, if you were late to school, I'm talking primary school, if you were late to school, the teacher would punish you. If your socks were not clean, the teacher would punish you or punish me. They were not concerned about the fact that you were being dropped off by your parents or you were being looked after by your parents. They didn't really care. The responsibility was yours because you were the one attending the school. So obviously, what did that do? Like, I had to make sure I was like up early, got everything ready, just so I wouldn't be late because I didn't want to be punished. Make sure my socks were clean. Like, I just had to make sure that the things, in order to avoid the punishments, I would take the responsibility upon myself to make sure that those things were done. So what does that do? That creates self-discipline because you're trying to avoid a consequence. And self-discipline is almost motivated by fear, but fear in a positive light. Because perhaps you fear ill health, you fear maybe contracting or developing diabetes. So you feel, okay, I need to cut down on my sugar from now. I need to eat healthy. I need to exercise. I need to drink lots of water. So that's fear in the reverse. So in order to prevent that outcome, you take the relevant steps today. So perhaps you fear getting to old age with no money. So you start to make financial choices and financial plans from now because you don't want to end up like that. So perhaps you don't want to end up alone in old age, so you start to make decisions from now. Start dating, talking to people, with a view to getting married because you want to be with someone when you get older, into old age. You want to have a partner. And so self discipline, like I said, can be created from either internal motivations or external motivations. As a child, it's easy for self discipline or discipline to be sort of placed upon you, but as an adult, you have to find ways of motivating yourself, and you also have to find consequences. I find that consequences can be quite helpful. So, what can you do if you're struggling with self discipline in certain areas? Let's say in the area of time management, but you want to do something about it. It's 2020, it's August 2020, we're more than halfway through the year, but you've decided you want to do something about your time management issues, but you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, but you still want to get something done about it. What you could do is partner with your spouse or a friend, someone that you trust, that you're comfortable with, and say to them, anytime I'm late for an appointment or meeting or something of that sort, then I have to pay you a certain amount. And it has to hurt because if you're really that bad with time management, you could end up paying quite a lot of money before you get into the habit of avoiding those payments. So you could agree, let's say I pay £20 every time I'm late. And then you do it that way. You should see over time, particularly if you start off paying a lot of money to this individual, you should see over time that because you want to avoid paying that money and because you can see how much you've lost, because literally when you're paying them that money, they're not doing anything for you. Like, you're literally throwing away money. And that's never a nice feeling. So hopefully, you should see the effect of the loss. Just that you're just giving away money for free. They're not providing you with any service. You're just giving the money away, and that should hopefully have an impact on your self-discipline. Over time, you should find that you're creating the habit of being more disciplined in your time management. If you've had very bad management skills for a number of years, it could take a while for you to form that habit. But once the habit is formed, it's formed. You just have to maintain it. If there's a habit that you want to if there's a habit you want to sort of create in the area of, let's say, finance, you could develop a budget, and if you have to go over that budget, then it has to be co-signed by your spouse. Essentially, if you're a guy in particular, you have to ask your partner for permission, and I know that not many guys are going to want to do that. So what that does is, in order to avoid going to ask your partner for permission, you will do your utmost best to live within your means and to live within the budget. The importance or the crucial elements that contribute to developing self-discipline are: number one, submission, and number two, accountability. If you think back to my story as a child, I had to submit to the rules. I had to submit to my teachers. I had to submit to their rules, and I had to be held accountable. Which means that when I failed to meet up to their requirements, there was a consequence. And so the same applies to you. So as a grown person, you're looking to develop the habit of self-discipline. You have to submit to the rule. If you've set this rule for yourself, you've set this agreement with whoever it is you made the agreement with, submit to that rule and allow yourself to be held accountable. Okay? Those are my tips for you today as it relates to self-discipline. Until next time, please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, from my heart to yours, do take it easy, stay safe. Bye.